Oh my god, the royal world is spinning out of control. And this time, it's not about fashion feuds or Netflix deals. It's about something far deeper. Something that could shatter the very foundation of the monarchy. The whispers that used to float in secret corners have now exploded into full-blown chaos, all surrounding Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and their daughter, little Lilibet Diana. For years there were quiet murmurs, suspicious glances, cryptic online discussions, questions that no one dared to ask out loud. But now those whispers have turned into something much bigger. There are documents, codes, and official records that just don't add up. And if the growing rumors are true, we're not just looking at another royal scandal. We're looking at a potential constitutional crisis. Because at the center of this storm is baby Lilibet Diana Mountbatten Windsor. The world was told she was born in sunny California, wrapped in royal love, the very picture of happiness. But beneath that shiny, picture-perfect story lies a mess of confusion, inconsistencies, and secrets that just refuse to stay buried. The headlines were glowing back then. June 2021, Santa Barbara Cottage Hospital. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry joyfully announced the arrival of their second child. The name was symbolic, heartfelt, Lilibet, after the Queen's own childhood nickname, and Diana, after Harry's beloved mother. It seemed like a fairy tale moment. The Sussexes finally free from royal pressure, basking in the California sun with their perfect little family. But something just didn't feel right. Here's where things take a chilling turn. You see, in the royal world, paperwork isn't just paper, it's proof. Proof of birth, proof of bloodline, proof of legitimacy, and that proof decides who can and who cannot be part of the royal line of succession. And there are rules, strict, ancient rules, that cannot be bent, not even for Harry and Meghan. Rule 1. The parents must be a man and a woman. Okay, check. Rule 2. They must be legally married in the Church of England. Harry and Meghan's big royal wedding took care of that. Rule 3. The child must be conceived naturally. And Rule 4, the most crucial one, the baby must be born from the body of the mother, with every official record, doctor's name, and hospital signature publicly verifiable. Now, here's the bombshell. If even one of these requirements isn't met, that child cannot be in the line of succession. No ifs, no buts, no royal exceptions. So, when people began looking closely at Lilibet's records, they found things that didn't make sense. Things that should never, ever happen in a royal birth. Let's rewind. The announcement claimed Lilibet was born in Santa Barbara, California. Lovely hospital. Everything sounded normal. Soon after, a so-called birth certificate appeared online. It had all the official-looking details: name, date, location, and of course Prince Harry's full royal name. But then the details started crumbling. Someone noticed that the code printed on the certificate, the string of numbers every US birth record carries, didn't match California's system at all. The code 105 was there, but wait, California uses 104. The 105 code actually belongs to Colorado. Hold on, what? How could a baby supposedly born in Santa Barbara have a Colorado state code on her birth record? That's like saying you were born in London, but your passport lists Lisbon. It's not a typo, it's a geographical impossibility. If that wasn't enough, the story gets even stranger. The obstetrician who supposedly delivered Lilibet, Dr. Melissa Drake, vanished from public medical practice not long after the announced birth. Yes, vanished. She posted a notice saying she was closing her office to focus on her own health and family. Now that sounds innocent, doesn't it? But royal watchers connected the dots. Her husband runs a fertility clinic. That's right, a fertility clinic. And suddenly whispers began. Could it be that the birth wasn't natural after all? Could there have been a surrogate involved? Was there more to this California birth story than anyone was told? Piece by piece, what once looked like a happy family moment was starting to resemble a carefully constructed cover-up. Because when an investigator decided to go directly to the source, California's Vital Records Office, The reply they got was jaw-dropping. The official statement said, "No record found." Let that sink in for a second. The state of California, the very place where Harry and Meghan claimed their daughter was born, has no public record of Lilibet Diana Mountbatten Windsor being born there on the 4th of June 2021. Instead, what was issued was something called a Certificate of No Public Record. So while tabloids flaunted what looked like a birth certificate, the government database said she doesn't exist. And if that wasn't enough, eagle-eyed fans spotted another red flag. The birth certificate that circulated online listed Harry's name as His Royal Highness Duke of Sussex. Now you might think, well, that's who he is, right? Wrong. Under California law, titles are not allowed on official documents. Only legal names can appear. That means if this certificate really came from California, it would have said Henry Charles Albert David, not His Royal Highness. So either someone tampered with the document, or it's not official at all. 3 major inconsistencies: a Colorado code, a missing record, and illegal royal titles, all surrounding one baby coincidence? Maybe. But for royal watchers, it was far too much to ignore. Because together, these clues painted a haunting picture, one that suggested the entire story of Lilibet's birth might have been orchestrated. But here's where things get even more gripping, because one person refused to let the mystery die. The investigator behind the revelations didn't just post theories online, they went step by step, chasing down every lead first, the email to the California registry. Then the phone call, a full 25 minutes and 45 seconds long. On that call, the office confirmed it clearly. The California code is always 104 always, never 105. Meaning the document floating around with 105 wasn't from California. Then came the next step. The investigator went international. They filed a Freedom of Information request with the UK Parliament, asking for confirmation of Archie's birthplace at Portland Hospital in London. The reply? A polite shrug. Parliament said, "We're not a hospital," and suggested, "Ask Buckingham Palace." And when the palace was contacted, silence. Because the palace isn't bound by Freedom of Information laws. In other words, they can choose not to answer at all. So now we have the US saying no record exists, the UK saying ask the palace, and the palace saying absolutely nothing, all while 2 royal children, Archie and Lilibet, sit in the official line of succession, 6th and 7th, based on documents that no one has ever verified. Let's take a step back. Why does any of this matter? Because royal succession isn't about emotion or headlines. It's about proof. It's about the unbroken chain of legitimacy, and the rules are brutally clear. The parents must be legally married. The marriage must be recognized by the Church of England. The child must be conceived naturally. The child must be delivered from the body of the mother with official medical verification. That's it. No surrogates, no secret adoptions, no exceptions. In the past, royal births were announced with stunning transparency. Doctors signed certificates that were publicly displayed outside Buckingham Palace. The tradition existed for one reason: to remove any shadow of doubt. But for Archie and Lilibet, no doctor signatures, no palace easel, no public verification, just glossy press releases, staged photos, and now missing or mismatched paperwork. If even one of those requirements wasn't met or cannot be proven, the legitimacy of their places in the line of succession is shattered. And that's not gossip, that's royal law. You'd think with something this monumental, the palace or the UK government would want to clarify, right? But no. When Parliament was asked, they said, "Not our responsibility." When Buckingham Palace was approached, they hid behind confidentiality. And when journalists tried to get medical confirmations, they hit the same wall. No comment. It's as if the higher up you go, the thicker the silence becomes. So, here's the chilling reality. Either these institutions don't have the records, or they don't want the records seen. And both options are terrifying because if they don't have them, it means something went wrong. And if they don't want them seen, it means there's something they're protecting. At this point, 3 theories began circling among insiders and royal observers, each one more explosive than the last. Option 1. Clerical mistake. Maybe, just maybe, someone at an office made a typo, a wrong code, a wrong file, a small error that no one ever corrected. But come on, would such an error really go unnoticed for years, especially with the world watching the birth of a royal baby? Option 2. Surrogacy or adoption. If Lilibet wasn't born directly from Meghan, then requirement number 4, that the child must be born from the mother's body, isn't met. That would explain the secrecy, the absent records, the disappearing doctor, even the odd fertility clinic connection. Option 3. Deliberate cover-up. Perhaps everyone involved knows the truth but chose to redirect attention, using the royal title on the certificate as a small mistake to keep the public occupied while the real inconsistencies stayed hidden.